Hi, everyone. So, Yannick, let's start with what is fraud. I believe there is two sides of a coin, cyber fraud on one side and social engineering fraud on the other side. Concerning cyber fraud, could you tell us more in simple words what it is and how to protect against it?
Okay, so as it's quite late tonight, I'm going to keep it simple, and there are some bad news and some good news. And the bad news is starting is starting well with cyber fraud. Indeed, cyber fraud is that we all are doing digital payments more and more using mobile phones, using web applications, and identities are stolen, access methods are stolen, and transactions are made with our cards by somebody else. And this is something that is used to be a problem, supposed to be more and more, but we are protected more and more against this type of fraud, especially with the second Payment Service Directive, which is forcing banks and merchants to adopt strong authentication. And thus, this type of fraud is still there, but we are protected against it.
And within Blackwell, what is the role of AI? How can it help you?
And within Blackwell, so we are working, of course, on cyber fraud, but we are more related to the bad news, because the good news is that we are protected, but trouble is that along with cyber fraud, because the protection is working well, fraudsters are finding something else. And thus they are attacking not the digital infrastructure, but they are attacking the weakest point, so they are attacking us. And that's more difficult because we don't have any, we don't have much indicators of this type of fraud. And that's the bad news. The bad news is that we are the weakest point. The human user is the weakest point. And thus, the good news is that at Blackwell, we're using AI to protect the weakest point. So we're using AI to protect against a type of fraud that is attacking the user. So this type of fraud is typically social engineering. That's typically scams, which are attacking the users and which are inducing them to make some transactions, make some payments. The problem is that then that's a regular user, so that's you who's doing the payment, and strong authentication is not protecting you because you are using your regular mobile phone, you're using your regular payment method, and thus you cannot be detected as a fraudulent transaction, and thus that's difficult. So we are basically analyzing your behavior. And this is where we need artificial intelligence, because your behavior is your whole history of payment, is a whole typical activity you have on the payments, and this is you. And because you've been induced to make a payment that is not in your typical profile, we detect it. But we need to analyze lots of data. We need to analyze a very long history, and this is where artificial intelligence is necessary, because this is a set of indicators which is much too wide for a human being to understand, or for a human being to set rules or to set algorithms to detect that.
Precisely, if we are too good, thanks to AI, to protect the users, is it why social engineering fraud is increasing? So directly to the user to have his data or have his money, basically.
Okay. Today, fraud is increasing because we are in a digital world. So payments are more and more fast payments, and users are using more and more digital means, which is good because it's fast, it's fluid. But on the other hand, it's fluid for fraudsters as well. So typically, we need to get a better protection. And we really need to have this type of analysis of your behavior.
Interesting. To switch now to Caroline, who is working for a very successful fintech, what does it mean for you, operationally speaking, to monitor fraud day to day, to monitor mistakes? What are the costs, the challenges against that?
Well, it's interesting because we're a two-sided business. We have to monitor fraud on the investment opportunities that we select and on the private investor side. So regarding investment opportunities, we use common sense control. We verify that the company exists. We use human recommendation, but AI and mainly machine learning, because we're not using AI yet, helps us to reduce credit analysis mistakes and analysis mistakes on a general basis. On the side of private investors, we are looking for behavioral patterns. We manage more than hundreds of transactions every week. The average transaction on an Hexago is 7,000 euros, so it's quite an amount. And we are looking for patterns. How many transactions did you make in the past few hours? And is there any discrepancies in the banking information that you provided? And those trigger alert in our system and enable us to do some fraud detecting, but on a human level.
Interesting. And precisely on that, for a platform like an Hexago, the trust of the user is very important. So, operationally speaking, what are your main focus, priority to maintain it? How do you do that?
Well, to maintain trust, we have 3 pillars that are existential to our company. So the first would be the security of the deal flow we choose, and with the processes that I described earlier. Then we have the risk management, because being a good investor is not only about choosing the good opportunities, but also to be able to follow them. You'll be you'll be able to know that. And then we do transparency in the vetting process. So very transparent with our customers on how we choose investment opportunities, we follow them, and how we seize them.
Transparency, then. Interesting. On an aspect that is very burden for the finance industry, speaking about know your customer regulation, how in Hexago do you deal with that? How are you so smooth on this very topic that is a burden for the finance industry?
We've been looking for solutions to manage our KYC process from day one in an Hexago. So we used one of the first machine learning algorithms that were really focused on that. The first one weren't really not working very well.
It was an internal algorithm that you developed?
No, it was external. It's always been external. We work with IANX right now, and it brings like huge consumer satisfaction, because every KYC is validated in a few seconds. They use this algorithm that do pixel recognition, and you can see if some added pixels were put on the documents. So it's pretty easy, and there is a very low rate of error.
Interesting. And do you see more engagement from your clients? Can you measure the redundancy of the customer about that?
Well, you see that a customer who has his or her KYC validated in a few seconds will be more willing to invest in the next hours, whereas someone that it can take up to 2 days to validate a KYC in any other platform, and that's 50% or less of customer redundancy. So
that's impressive.
Huge impact.
Based on this very successful so far operations, what are the next developments for Hexago in the coming years?
Well, we recently obtained funding from BPI France to work on our own internal algorithm, and we're working on smart contracts for our subscriptions and our shareholders registries. So AI will be a huge challenge for us in the next few years. Awesome.
Wow. Impressive. Many thanks, both of you. This is the end. We need to switch on the micro. Okay. Many thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.